right, we're at 4:01, so I'm about to kick things off. Everybody get ready for the Boyer Central Agent webinar. So hi, everyone. My name is Addie Rodman. I am Boyer's VP of Marketing. With me today, I have Caleb Funderburk, who will be your presenter. He'll give you the real, the real information. I'm just going to do a quick housekeeping, quick introduction on who Boyer is in case you're not familiar. But just want to say welcome to everybody. We're really happy to have you here. We are super excited about Copilot and agents and glad there are a whole bunch of you that want to learn more about it as well. So we're looking forward to sharing what we've learned over the last couple of years with AI and Copilot, and specifically what Caleb has been building out, who is our AI and Copilot solution leads here at Boyer. So we'll hear a little bit more from him, but really quick, I want to share a little bit about who Boyer is, like I said, in case you're not familiar. Boyer and Associates. Oh, excuse me, Associates. We've been a partner for 30 years. Since 1994, Boyer Associates has been focused 100% on Microsoft business applications and solutions. For a good chunk of that time, it was around ERP and those legacy solutions. And then as Microsoft evolved and moved their solutions into the cloud, we went flying along with them. We were a launch partner for Business Central. We are in the top 5% of migrating other clients to the cloud. We've delivered over 1 million hours of consulting services around these Microsoft business applications and have about 550 active clients across North America. That number may have gone up now, haven't updated the slide in a while, but super exciting, right? It's good times to be a Microsoft partner with everything that Microsoft has been doing with AI and that evolution. And we've been learning along the way and just trying to stay as far ahead as we possibly can, and building packaged offerings and solutions for our clients and for hopefully future potential clients. We thrive on staying nimble. And what that really means here is that, we can act as fast as the technology acts, or as we try to. So if you have any questions about who Boyer is or what we can do to help your organization, please reach out. Otherwise, I'm going to sit back and enjoy the ride as I learn, as I always do, from Caleb. And he's going to tell us a little bit more about Copilot and these agents. So Caleb, passing it over to you. Feel free to share a little bit more about yourself, who you are and what you care about, and your favorite song if you want to, whatever you want. But thanks,
Awesome.
Caleb.
Thanks, Addie. Awesome. So like Addie said, I'm our AI and Copilot solutions lead here at Boyer and Associates. I'm actually a former Business Central consultant. So if there's any BC questions that pop up during this presentation, please send them my way. I'll be happy to answer. But yeah, we're going to kick things off with understanding Copilot. Before we jump into like the Boyer Central agent, kind of what we've been building behind the scenes, we really want to start by building out a base foundation of kind of what Copilot is. There's always terms between Copilot and agents and a lot of different terminology that Microsoft throws around. So I really just want to give a good base before we jump into things. So awesome. So when it comes to Copilot, you may be asking, what is it? So essentially, it's an AI-powered assistant that helps automate tasks across all of your workflows. So you're able to focus on truly what matters to you. Microsoft uses the term Copilot across various solutions, each tailored to their own specific use case. So over the next few slides, we'll actually go ahead and take a look. So before we jump into the specific apps within Copilot, we really want to start off with security and trust. It's a very common question that we get when it comes to AI. Everyone kind of pumps the brakes when it comes to AI. So the one thing about working with Microsoft is that you are getting enterprise level security across all of your Copilot solutions. Similar to what you see across all of the business applications, across all of the M365 apps such as Word and Excel and Outlook, you get that same enterprise data protection that you see. So data is encrypted, isolated, and secure at every step of the way. The one thing Microsoft does ensure as well is that your data is not being used to train the LLM models. Perfect. So jumping into things, first we have Microsoft Copilot for Sales. So Copilot for Sales kind of includes all of the capabilities of Microsoft 365, but is now tailored towards your sales organization. It connects to both Dynamics CRM and Salesforce, so no matter what CRM you're on, you're able to leverage the Copilot technology, and it helps with bridging that gap between your system of record and the system of productivity. By automating tasks like taking meeting notes or keeping the CRM updated, your sales team can focus truly on what matters most, building customer relationships. So next, we have Copilot for Finance. Similar to sales, Copilot for Finance is designed to support finance professionals in their daily tasks. It provides insights and recommendations tailored to finance operations. Copilot integrates seamlessly between Dynamics 365 Finance, Business Central, or SAP. So again, no matter what ERP system you're able to leverage the technology here. Perfect. Then that transitions us into Copilot Studio. So Copilot Studio is my personal favorite because Copilot Studio allows you to actually build out custom-built agents using a low-code platform to either extend the capabilities of M365 Copilot or create completely independent operating agents. Sweet. So speaking of M365 Copilot, you may be asking kind of what it is. So M365 Copilot is your everyday AI assistant. I'm not sure if you guys are actually currently using this today, but if you ever see a little Copilot button that may pop up in your Outlook, your Word, your Excel, that is actually M365 Copilot. So this tool brings the AI functionality directly into the tools you use every day. So whether you're in Word drafting documents, summarizing reports, or refining your writing, in Excel, analyzing data, creating PowerPoints, writing emails, or recapping Teams meetings. That is all powered by M365 Copilot. The thing I like the most about M365 Copilot is that it is truly creating kind of your primary UI for AI. What you can do with M365 Copilot is you can actually embed the custom agents that we're building today to kind of interact with an M365 Copilot. So you can easily jump between, say, using a more, I would say like ChatGPT interface that you may be familiar with within Copilot to interacting with, say, your Outlook emails to jumping into what we have today, Business Central data using the Boyer Central agent. Why this matters is that it empowers users to focus on how high value work. It also accelerates the decision making and collaboration process. And it also just lays the foundation for embedding custom agents like Boyer's Business Central agent directly into your daily tool. So when taking a look at the Copilot value journey, we kind of see three base levels. The base level and kind of foundation of everything is using M365 Copilot. It is a very powerful tool where you can quickly get some meeting recaps, summarize an email, or just use the same kind of web browser interface. And then with the level two, you get kind of those Copilot pre-built agents. So the beautiful thing about working with Microsoft is they're working 24/7 to build out custom agents that will be released for all biz apps. And then where the final piece comes in and where Boyer can really help out with is building custom agents specific to your business processes. So that's kind of what we'll take a look into today. So before we jump in, um, AI is kind of changing everything by the second. So what we're seeing is that AI is no longer optional. It's actually essential for driving performance, agility, and resilience. What we're seeing is that finance and operation leaders are turning to AI to help unlock insights, adapt quickly, empower their teams, and protect their data. Yet what many leaders are struggling to actually do is to quantify AI's return on investment. This is slowing the adoption and leaving organizations without a clear strategy. What we're doing to fix that is that we're actually holding our customers' hands as they navigate the fast-changing world with AI, on top of building custom Copilot agents to help make AI more practical and impactful specific for their business, starting with our Boyer Central agent. Our goal is to help businesses evolve beyond traditional ERP and CRM into an AI-powered agent-first future with Copilot. With the customers that we've seen adopt Copilot, we're seeing transformative gains across the board. This is ranging between faster forecasting, sharper performance, more agile innovation. And it's not only just about doing things better, it's about unlocking new levels of efficiency across the business. So what I like most about Copilot is that we're able to build agents specific for your business process. So whether you're on the finance team, the marketing team, the sales team, the HR department, we're able to build out agents specific for your daily role that helps make your day a little bit easier and gives you time back. So I know we mentioned a lot about Copilot and agents, and sometimes it can get a little bit confusing. So how we see it is that Copilot is kind of an individual app that each employee will have their own Copilot. They'll have their own Copilot to receive personalized support tailored to their needs. It's almost like having, say, like a personal assistant. You can quickly ask questions about, say, your email inbox, recap meetings that you were just in, or just use it somewhat as an internet browser. And when it comes to agent, we see agents actually owning specific business processes. So ultimately, in the future, we see agents kind of outnumbering the amount of co-pilots there are. Agents can own, say, one specific business process. So sending out a report to a team member at a given time, um, querying data on a daily basis. It kind of owns one specific process, and the co-pilot just kind of gives you that front-facing UI to interact with that agent. So when we're exploring agents, they kind of go on a spectrum of capability, one being retrieval, two being tasks, and three being completely autonomous. So it can be as extremely simple as an IT help desk agent. So you might be asking questions of like, how do I connect to the corporate network? We're able to quickly get that information to you. So instead of waiting for it, you can get it with a click of a button. And it can be as completely autonomous as a lead generation agent that will actually go and identify and research leads for you. And then all you have to do is actually review them. So you can see that kind of the range can kind of go from simple to advanced. And the beauty of working within Copilot and Microsoft is how easy it can be deployed to any system. Whether you're integrating directly within M365, Dynamics Biz Apps, or additional third-party applications, organizations are able to build and deploy agents to where they choose. We see Copilot as a platform that can transform business using AI. We're able to leverage a single platform that supports unlimited agents across diverse industries. Copilot serves as your kind of UI for AI, making it accessible and effective for organizations looking to innovate and improve their operations. And with that, we'll actually jump into the Boyer Central agent. So what have we seen? We've seen while Business Central is a great ERP product, customers are moving 10 times faster, say, to some of the predecessing ERP systems such as GP. There is that user adoption that can kind of slow things down. And what we see is that unlocking BC data shouldn't be hard. Oftentimes, end users may find it time consuming to navigate between multiple menus and learn kind of where to find the information they need. Sometimes it's inaccessible. Say you're on the sales team and you need to actually route your request through either IT or finance, or it can be fragmented. Whether you're working across the sales or purchasing modules, you need to kind of go between different pages or different modules to find the information you're looking for. And ultimately, this can result in kind of missed opportunities because it's slow to act on. If you're having to wait, say, an hour or maybe even multiple days to get information out of your ERP system, it can slow down and make open up the doors for missed opportunities. So what is our solution? Our solution is the Boyer Central agent. We've built a custom Copilot agent that makes it easy and intuitive to retrieve Business Central data directly from M365 Copilot. Users can simply ask questions like, show me recent sales invoices for a customer. What is the largest balance due from our customers? Or provide me specific details on a particular purchase order. This empowers teams to make faster, smarter decisions without needing to be Business Central experts. So traditionally, accessing BC data involves multiple steps from customer service to email, then to finance, and then finally to the ERP system, and then routing it back to customer service to get it to a customer. This process is often slow, fragmented, and requires manual effort or technical knowledge. The bottom workflow shows how we've simplified this using the Boyer Central agent embedded directly in M365 Copilot. Now users can interact with BC using the agent directly from Teams or Copilot. This reduces multiple steps and speeds up access to data, empowers the users to make faster and more informed decisions. This isn't just about convenience, it's about empowering teams to make faster decisions, reduce errors, and improve customer response times. So some of the key capabilities of the BC agent or Boyer Central agent is you're able to query sales orders, access purchase orders, retrieve both sales and purchase invoices, look up customer and vendor info, quickly view like a more summarized version of an aged AP or aged AR report, and use natural language. You're able to communicate with the agent similar to how you would with like ChatGPT to quickly get Business Central data with a click of a button. And nice thing is that it works across Microsoft 365, so you can easily embed it between Teams, M365 Copilot, and more. And finally, we've built this solution for growth. We see it as a foundation product where you can actually build on top of it to your specific business processes. So while it may have this base functionality now, if you need to tailor it to how you use BC today, we're able to help you with that. Before we jump into the live demo, I just wanted to quickly highlight over some security. So the nice thing about the Boyer Central agent is that it actually respects Business Central security roles and permissions. Users are able to only access data they're authorized to see, nothing more, nothing less. This ensures that the agent is not only powerful and easy to use, but it's also secure and compliant with your organization's data governance policies. Like I started at the beginning, data is kind of the first and most important question that we get when it comes to AI. So we can ensure that this does respect that same security rules that you set up in BC. Awesome. So we're actually going to go transition now into a live demo. We do have a poll. Addie, if you could send the link in the chat, that would be awesome. But we also have a QR code here. What we're asking is just if you have any ideas for a Business Central agent or any ideas for agents in general. We'd love to get your feedback and see how we can help your day-to-day. Awesome. Let me go ahead and share my screen. We can jump in. I'll just turn off my camera here. Sweet. So now we're in M365 Copilot. Welcome to Boyer Central's agent. So here you can see we're in M365 Copilot, and on the right-hand side, we have our Boyer Central agent. This will then pop up our UI, and you're able to see some of our 6 starter prompts. These prompts range from being able to provide a list of our vendors, recent sales orders, run our aged AR. So these are just starting points. You're also able to ask any of your questions that you have as you would with any kind of Copilot agent. But we'll go ahead and start with a few different prompts. First one we'll run is who's our customer with the largest balance? Go ahead and pop this in. So you can see this is loading. The nice thing with our Boyer Central agent is that it's actually pulling in data real time. So say your team members are entering sales invoices, they're entering purchase invoices. The data needs to kind of be updated as we go. This will go and retrieve this data. So even if your employee is entering a sales invoice, say 5 minutes ago or a minute ago, it will pull in this record. So you can see School of Fine Arts has a balance due of $53,000. We can go take a look at Business Central. I'll sort by descending, and you can see here, School of Fine Art, 53,000. You can see that it did provide our contact, email, and address for the customer. So you can see with a click of a button, we were able to get our info. Just to kind of show this again, we'll say who's our customer with the second largest balance. Go ahead and pop this in here. Give it a few seconds to load. And again, we get a response for Adatum Corporation with a balance due of $29,000. Just to kind of fact check me, we can go into BC and see here the balance due is $29,149.16. Perfect. So on top of just running for specific customers, we can run a more overall view. So say you need to see, say, top 5 customers, top 10 customers, you're able to run this here. And we'll go and retrieve this data in real time. Now we get a quick little customer report. You see School of Fine Arts, Adatum Corporation, Rally Cloud, Alpine Ski House, Trader Research. And the nice thing is it does provide us, say, contact information, address. So say if your sales team is working with a customer or your accounts receivable team needs to go follow up with a customer, they kind of have the information with a click of a button. Awesome. So now taking a look into more order specific information, we can go ahead and run a prompt asking to pull up Adatum's recent sales orders. We'll go ahead and fire this one off. And now you can see it will actually go and pull the recent sales orders for Adatum Corporation. The nice thing is here too, say you're working with a customer and say a more customer service role, they're asking where their package is currently at. You can see here that this order retrieval does let you know if the order has been shipped or not. And if it has been shipped, it will actually provide you the package tracking number. So if you need to quickly get your customer a real-time response, you can see where their order is. And then you can see below, it actually does pull in sales invoices as well. Say you get a request for more of a specific sales order, you can actually just pop in the sales order number and you can pull in additional details there. So we'll go ahead and pop this in. Can you provide me more details on sales order 1004? And then we'll go and pull that record for us in real time. Nice thing that we can go ahead and do just to kind of show the real-time updates. We can go into that sales order. Let's go ahead and just update the tracking number. I'll just add 3 digits at the end. And then we'll rerun this prompt. Perfect. So you can see in real time, it went and retrieved that record. So you can see that the update that we pushed in, say 30 seconds ago, has now been pulled in. So it can ensure that every time you run a prompt, you're getting the latest and greatest information. We'll go ahead and wrap up the AR side by just running our age accounts receivable. So while this isn't the kind of standard AR report that you get out of Business Central, it can give you a quick glimpse into just quick AR information from your customers. So we'll go ahead and run this. And you can see here your age accounts receivable as of May 20th, 2025. And you see it runs it for our total customers and then actually for each individual customer. The one thing I will call out is that it does set up the period 1, 2, and 3 amounts based off the buckets you have set up in Business Central. So that's the one thing to call out. So that wraps up the AR side. We'll go ahead and run this for the AP side just so you can kind of see both sides. So we'll say, hey, can you provide a list of our top 5 vendors? It'll go and get us that information so you can see Fabricam. It'll provide us the email and also the balance due. So all the same functionality that we just went over on the sales side, you can also do on the purchasing side. So vendors, purchase orders, purchase invoices, and aged accounts payable. So one thing you might be asking is kind of what are some of the enhancements that we can do to further build onto this app? We can go ahead and pull in email integration. So what I can do is I can say, can you please email this to, I'll just pop in a random email. So one of the enhancements that we're able to set up is an Outlook enhancement. So you can see here, this email has now been drafted in an Outlook. Please review before sending. And then it just provides us a quick view into the email itself. So I have it set up currently as a drafted email. What you're able to do is actually send the email directly from the agent. I just set it up as a draft so we're able to take a look today. So I'll open up our draft. You can see in here to test at Boyer.com, list the top 5 vendors. You can see that it uses generative AI to quickly create an email. It'll say, hi, hope you're doing well. Here's our list of our top 5 vendors. And it'll say, let me know if you have any questions. Best regards, Caleb Thunderberg. You see that we can automate some tasks. So something that would typically take, say, an extra minute or 2 to actually fire it off that email, you can do it directly from Copilot. Another enhancement that I do want to show off is the ability to actually create, update, or delete records within Business Central. So I'll go ahead and fire off a prompt that says create a vendor. It'll ask me a question. Would you like to create a new vendor in Business Central? I'll go ahead and say yes. It'll actually pop up with an adaptive card that allows you to create a vendor within BC. So I'll call this Caleb Test. We'll go ahead and select our vendor posting group, add in an address. Go ahead and create the vendor. Now I get a message saying Caleb test has now been created in Business Central. So let's go jump back into Business Central. Look into here, and now you can see vendor 110, Caleb test has been created, and all those records that we did populate ended up in BC. I really wanted to show this off just to kind of show the vision of kind of the options and opportunities that we have within creating agents. Say there's a specific page or record that you're looking to create from an agent just to simplify the UI for a user, you're able to do so. So whether you're creating a sales invoice, creating a new vendor, creating a new contact, we're able to do that via a Copilot agent. Awesome. So that wraps up the M365 Copilot version. The last thing I do want to cover is kind of how it works inside Teams. So I'll go ahead and pop open Teams. So here you can see that within Teams, if you have M365 Copilot, you get that same Copilot button on the left-hand side. Here, you get that same interface that you see in browser. You can pull in your agent and ask all the questions that we just went through. But the nice thing that I've been playing around with a decent bit is actually interacting with it in Teams chat. So you can interact with it just in like a one-on-one chat as you would with, say, another employee. But the cool thing that we've been playing around with is actually bringing it into Teams meetings. So say you're in your weekly finance call, you need to quickly pull up BC data without having the system open, or you're trying to answer questions kind of as they come. You can quickly point a question at the Boyer Central agent if you have it added as an attendee, and you can actually get real-time questions answered. So you can see here, provide a list of our top 10 Business Central customers with the largest balances, and it goes and pulls this information for both Addie and Jack. This is a cool, slick feature that just continues to show off some of the options that we have within Copilot agents. This is just demoing some of the data retrieval, but we could also create autonomous tasks that can be fired off from a Teams meeting. Last thing I just want to show before we wrap up our live demo is actually some of the channels we're able to deploy this to. So today we kind of demoed Teams and Microsoft 365 Copilot, but as you can see here, we can deploy this to a custom web app, a native app, Facebook, Slack, Telegram, Salesforce, ServiceNow, customer service, or a custom engagement hub. So if there's other places that you're looking to embed this agent, we definitely can. So bring any ideas our way. Awesome. So that wraps up our live demo. I'll go ahead and stop sharing. And then Addie, I don't know if you want to pop open the presentation.
Absolutely, Caleb. And I just want to pause and just say how great that was. I was learning more from your last demo. I don't know how that even happens, but yeah, great work.
Awesome. Thank you.
There was a question in the chat from our friend Todd. It may have been answered since it was pre-demo, but does this agent possibly take the place of job queues? I did answer on your behalf. I would say no, but you feel free to add any more detail to that.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say it replaces job queues. I think job queues kind of stays within the box, especially within performing certain tasks within BC. So job queues can definitely still be used in the future, but especially when we're looking to pull in external applications, I would say Copilot agents can almost not replace integrations, but help enhance integrations or do them more timely. So I wouldn't say replace the job queues by any means.
Cool. Are there any other questions? I popped up the question/FAQ slide here for folks to kind of review. This is at a very high level, some questions, but you may have others, so feel free to pop them in the chat, or I should find a way to unmute everybody. But yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. Otherwise, I will just say, I put a few comments here as we were going along, as you were showcasing features. It's just the beauty of this agent, in case it wasn't clear, is just the accessibility of that Business Central data without having to go into Business Central data, right? The value here is thinking about your organization and that data that lives in there. And, you've got your finance teams working on what they need to work on throughout the day, but they're getting pings on the side from those other end users, with some of those examples that Caleb popped up, like, oh, can you tell me this about a customer, their year-to-date spend, or, whatever other information they may need, and they can go to this agent instead of bugging those finance teams. So finance teams are going to love it because they're not getting pinged all day asked for information. And then your sales end users or other end users are going to love it because they're getting quick access to the data they typically wouldn't have access to. And the organization as a whole is saving money because you're not having to spend much money on full user licenses, or, these agents are pretty cost effective. So again, if there's questions in the chat, please pop them in or follow up with us afterwards. Really quick, outside of the Boyer Central Agent, I mean, we've really been what we think of as thought leaders. I mean, we can talk about ourselves all day, but as thought leaders, really, thanks to Caleb, right, and his passion for AI and for Copilot. So we've built out quite a few AI Copilot workshops that are accessible for all, and they kind of hit you at each level, right? If you're ready to go build out your own agents and have some good use cases, but aren't really sure where to start and want to get your team equipped, well, we can run that Copilot Studio Express 2-day workshop, get you up and running and building out agents, either with you, for you, or just advising you. But this workshop is a great place to start. We've also got our Copilot for Sales Accelerator. I was chiming in the chat there at the beginning. I don't remember life before Copilot for Sales, and I don't want to. I find it super useful in my role, and I know the other sellers do too. And then we've got our Mastering M365 for Copilot 1-week workshop. That's really great for getting end users just up to speed on AI, right? There's so much information out there. And these condensed workshops just really, the way we look at it is, Microsoft brings AI and the technology to the organization. What Boyer can really do is bring AI and Copilot to where you actually work, right? In your day-to-day and in your processes, and understanding those different lines of business and the tools that they use today and how to incorporate AI into that. So feel free to reach out if you have questions about these. We can follow up with you on that information. Last thing I want to call out is anybody that attended today does get the Boyer Central Agent for free. So everything that Caleb just demoed, you can have that implemented for free. That is a $5,000 value. And so reach out to us. I'll put my info in the chat, Caleb's info, but we'll be following up with all of you as you've registered for this webinar. So we can get you right to where you need to be if you are interested in getting your hands on the Boyer Central Agent. Or if you just want to kind of nerd out and talk about other use cases for other agents you may have in mind, because yeah, we can help get you started. So closing with a quick thank you. Anything, Caleb, you wanted to close with? Are we good? I
I
don't
think
see
we're
any
okay.
questions in the chat. We'll share the deck with you as well as the recording once it becomes available to us. But again, thank you for taking the time today to nerd out with us on our Boyer Central Agent.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks all. Have a great day.